Hello, it's Marek. Welcome to MDrives and welcome to another video. Today, let's talk about brakes. So today I want to talk about EBC Blue Stuff pads, which I fitted to this car almost a year and a half ago. So at that time, I actually had a new set of DS2500s ready to go on this car, and someone was selling brand new Blue Stuffs for M2, and I thought, should I try something new? Well, technically, DS2500s aren't road legal in UK, and Blue Stuffs are. And I thought, you know, that is actually quite an advantage. And then they also advertised Blue Stuff as the new generation of pad with this technology which basically reduces significantly the amount of dust, brake dust generated during braking. And I remember with DS2500s previously, on my previous car, dusting was, wow, it was noticeable. One fast drive for 15 minutes and the wheels look terrible. So that was always a problem with DS2500s. Considering this, I thought maybe it is time to try something different, and I did. So I've sold my DS2500s, and exactly for the same amount of money, I purchased this used set of Blue Stuff. So at that time I was going to the Nürburgring within a week or so. So I didn't have a lot of time to scrub them in. However, that's, you know, I've done everything I could to do it properly. So I followed the instruction, etc., just to take it easy for the first 200 miles, then increase it, etc., etc. So I've done all of that, followed the manual. They felt quite weak at the beginning, but I thought I can't really expect much from a brand new set of pads. They need to scrub in. So I went to the Nürburgring, and you know, I've done about 500 miles, maybe a bit more by the time I got there with these pads, and they still felt quite weak. And by saying weak, I mean they felt like I had air in the system. So suddenly, and that's moving from the stock pads, I felt like I need to put a lot of force into the pedal, a lot of weight, and to actually brake. And I thought, well, okay, manual said that the optimal performance will be achieved after about 1,000 miles. I said, fine, okay, I'll give it a time. So I went to the Nürburgring. I've done, I think, 9 or 10 laps. I've done a lap with Misha where they almost caught fire at the end of the lap when we were stuck in the traffic. It was a good test. Ooh, brakes.
Yeah. Those are your brakes then?
Oh God. Smoky.
Yeah.
And really through that lap with Misha, even he said, and he pushed the car to maybe not his limits, but you know, reasonable limits, that the actual brakes were performing really well through the lap. There was no fading or anything like that. He said they held really well until the end of the lap, which was great and reassuring. However, like I said, after that I felt a bit of vibrations. They still didn't feel great. So I thought, well, I'll come back home and we'll see how it goes. I came back home and I decided to do that cleaning process. Again, I've made a video about it. So basically I went out at night on my local B road and I just accelerated and brake, accelerated and brake, accelerated and brake. And I've done that about 30 times to the point they were red hot. And I've cleaned them, so the vibrations were gone, which was great. However, the brakes still felt bit wooden to me. So the only other thing to check was the lines. So I had a brand new fluid put just before Nürburgring, RBF600, and I thought maybe because you know the brakes cooked at the end of the lap when we stopped, maybe there is a bit of air. So we've checked that, we bleeded the brakes, there was no air. So that wasn't an issue. And I wanted to make a video about them at that point. But I thought, you know what, I don't want to judge too early. I don't want to give you incorrect feedback if it's something I've done wrong, etc. So I thought I'll give them more time. And actually, I never felt like they are any better. They are exactly the same as at the point when I thought they still need scrubbing in, they still are in that period. Nothing ever improved. So they are really strong. You can stamp on the brake pedal and they will stop the car. They are good. And what they promised, you know, no dusting, they didn't joke. Really, they delivered on that. The car really does not dust much. I could do a couple of laps on Nürburgring and the brakes and the wheels will look better than with the DS2500s after a short drive. So really, that is decent. But I think maybe that makes them feel like there is no initial bite. It's really not that much feel in them, and that's comparing to the used stock pads, which I think it's poor, if you ask me. So to me, yeah, there are some advantages of this pad, but not that many. And I would say if you are looking for a pad where you get a good feel of the pedal, you get great stopping power, I think DS2500 for the road is still so much better pad. Yes, your wheels will be completely covered in dust all the time, but apart from that, you know, these pads really are so much worse. They don't give you a lot of feel, they feel wooden, so to me it's just not really a great pad. And considering the fact that my discs will need changing in a not too distant future, I thought, right, I'm gonna keep them until that point and then I'm going to change them. So let me run through everything. So the braking power is there, but you really need to push the pedal to the floor, which is annoying. And actually that actually caused me some problem a couple of times, especially on a ring when I was braking hard in a foxhole. After a foxhole, I actually caught a throttle pedal with the side of my shoe because I had to press it so hard. And it happened a couple of times, even on the road. So yes, I know the shoes might be to blame, and since then I've got my driving shoes and they are perfect. But in terms of the overall feel of the pedal, they are terrible. I really don't rate them. They disappoint a lot, and I think even with the stock pads you get so much better feel and initial bite that it just makes me want to go back to the stock pad, which is probably not the best thing because then they not gonna last a lot if I go on a track. So there is a compromise there. There is definitely compromise, but considering the price and the fact that they are the same money roughly as DS2500s, I think DS2500 is just a better proposition, which is annoying because I was really hoping that these pads will be the answer to get a road legal fast road pad, which will give you a good feel, good braking power, you know, just a medium pad. But no, unfortunately they completely disappoint in the department of the brake feel and that initial bite and lack of feel. So because of that, I would not recommend this pad. Unfortunately, sorry EBC, I know it's your new product, but it just disappointed me massively. I had My expectations were that it will be at least as good as the S2500, and unfortunately failed, and I would be happy to go back to the S2500s next, because I know they were great pads. So this is my honest feedback on this pad. So I hope you enjoyed my rant on the EBC. Unfortunately, yes, disappointment, I can't recommend. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a like, you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you shortly in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Do widzenia.